Let the scars show what we're made of. Don't you look back, lift your head up, shake the dust off, tell me what you're made of. I can't hear you, I can't hear you. Breath in our lungs, beating in our hearts. Lift up the voice, you got something to say. It's a brand new day. 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 When the rain falls, when the ground shakes, when the wind blows, when your heart breaks, show me sorrow, show me laughter, show me starlight, show me what you have to. I can't hear you, I can't hear you. Breath in our lungs, beat in our heart. Lift up the voice, you got something to say. It's a brand new day. 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 See the sunrise. Oh.
Hit the microphone.
Oh, there it is. There you
Is it?
There you go.
Now, okay, we got to start all over. Sorry, rookie at the wheel over here.
That's okay.
So
It's
you'll
okay.
recap it.
Okay. Good morning, Shana Acquisto, broker of Acquisto Real Estate. We replaced Mike today with Dr. Blake Bennett. He is our special guest today, and you're going to be super excited to hear all of the great information that he's bringing to us this morning. But before we get started, we need everybody to chat their name in. We do a roll call every morning to make sure that our agents are tuning in, and they are supposed to put their name, full name, in the chat. And it looks like they're doing a good job of
They
that.
are.
We also have people from all over the country that'll chat in every now and then. So no pressure there. But,
No pressure.
But
just,
yeah.
everyone's listening to an economist and going back to sleep.
Yeah. No. This is great stuff. And it's going to give us an edge out there in the market, all of our agents. So, yes. So if you are new, please chat your full name in and say hello or good morning to Blake Bennett.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right. So today we're going to talk about property taxes, and we're going to break them down. If you have a client that is purchasing some land, there's some things that you need to do prior to them purchasing the land, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
It would help the client, everyone all around.
Yes. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to let him ring our bell today to get started. Good morning, Shana Acquisto, broker of Acquisto Real Estate, here with Dr. Blake Bennett. And let me give him a proper introduction. So he is Dr. Blake Bennett. He is an associate professor at Texas A&M, and you are an extension economist management at the Research and Extension Center.
Yes.
At Texas A&M in Dallas. Whoop,
Yes, I am.
We have two Aggies, and we talked about that a little bit, before we started here. Although he went to Texas Tech, that's okay. They let him teach there anyway. I'm really kind of surprised at that, but anyway. So we want to let you guys know, what should you do? We have a lot of clients that are moving here. They want some land. They're having to go outside of the area a little bit just to find properties. So if your client is going to purchase some land, there's some key things that you need to know. And that's what you're going to tell us right now. Correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, it all comes down to the Central Appraisal District.
Okay.
And the appraisal district is the one that puts the value on the land. They don't tax you. Their only job is to value that land.
Okay.
You can value it at market, or you can value it based on the productivity. If it's in agriculture, it's based on the productivity value of that land, not market value. So it can result in significantly lower property taxes. That's why it's so sought after.
Okay. And this would be, to save them a lot of money on their taxes.
Exactly,
Right.
on their property taxes.
But it
Absolutely.
doesn't just happen just because you have land.
No, it does
there's
not.
some
No, it
things
does
you
not.
need to do.
The Central Appraisal District is looking for 6 characteristics of that land.
Okay.
Number one, it's only the dirt itself. The dirt, the roads, the fences, the ponds. Any structure that's built on that property, absolutely not. That's valued at market. It's only the dirt that they're looking
Okay.
at. Number two, active agriculture has to be taking place. You have to be engaged in agriculture.
Okay. But that's not just cows. And
No,
horses,
absolutely
right?
not. It can be cows, it can be horses, you can be growing crops, you can get it for bees. Wildlife, managing the wildlife is even an option.
Okay.
The next criteria, the principal use of the land has to be agriculture. So a garden out beside your house will not qualify.
Oh, darn.
I know.
It wouldn't
I know.
qualify for me because I can't grow anything. So that wouldn't work out for us. Okay.
Next thing is the intensity on your property has to be similar to what it is around the county.
So what does that mean?
Say like the number of livestock that you have out there, production of different crops. They're looking for yields that are the same
Okay.
across the county. So if you need 15 cows and you only have 2, there's a problem.
Okay.
Next thing is you have to be in production for 5 out of the last 7 years. And finally, you have to file a valid application on time.
Okay.
That's it. That's all the Central Appraisal District has to go by.
Okay. But that's not an easy process for someone who may have never done this before, right?
Exactly right. So you do have sources to help you out,
Okay.
such as Texas AgriLife Extension. That's what we do.
Okay.
We are there to provide education to the public. We're part of the Texas A&M University system, but we don't teach classes to students. We teach the public. We go out and help the public. That's why I'm sitting here with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm doing my job right now.
You are doing a great job right now. And, So tell us about, so you talked a little bit about the intensity, but let's move on to, actually, let's make this a new topic. How
You
about
got
that?
it? Okay.
I'm going to let you ring
Oh,
that
so I
bell.
get to ring the bell
We're
again?
going to change topics. Oh, we're having a great time here. Shana Acquisto, broker of Acquisto Real Estate, here with Blake Bennett. And we're talking ag. Today's Ag Wednesday. And we're going to talk right now about how the CAD interprets that intensity.
Well,
You said that was really important.
That's the one that catches most people. And I think that one thing that I do need to give as far as a disclaimer, we have agriculture all around us.
We do.
Collin County, still more than 50% of this county is still in agriculture. Believe it or not.
How much?
Over 50% of Collin County
Wow.
is still in agriculture.
We do see cornfields all over.
More than 30% of Dallas County is still in agriculture. Wow. There's a lot of agricultural land. In fact, if we look at the entire state, 75% of the state of Texas is still in agriculture.
Wow.
But we have a vast majority of people that own land, that farm land, that are older. They're in my age group, and we're getting older every single day.
No, you're not.
Well, you know, we are. I got my COVID shot yesterday. I qualified, so you know I'm getting there. So what that tells me is that in the next 10 years, we're probably going to see a massive turnover in land ownership across the state. So real estate agents need to be ready, and they need to know how you handle these real estate deals with agriculture.
Yes.
Because the industry that I work in is changing. That's why I'm here.
Wow. That's crazy.
I
guess I didn't realize that.
It is.
And you know, if somebody comes in and buys the land and they don't carry on the current production or keep that exemption, then the taxes are going to be.
Oh, exactly right. The taxes can go through the roof. Plus, you're looking at paying a rollback tax. If you stop agricultural production altogether, you will face having to pay a rollback tax. That's the difference in the last 3 years in what you have been paying in property taxes, which is much lower, and what you would have paid at market value plus 5% interest per year, every
Plus
single year for 3 years.
Oh my goodness.
So the intensity, rolling it back to intensity, I think I ran down a rabbit trail here and chased something else, but you bring it back to intensity. That's the one that catches most people. The intensity on your property has to be similar to what we see in the rest of the county.
Okay.
That's why each individual central appraisal district can interpret it their own way, and each do. So if you're in Denton County, Texas, do not consult the Collin County Central Appraisal District asking them questions. Totally different, even though those counties are right next to each other.
Yeah.
So they are looking for, what do we normally see in this county? And maybe that's the number of head of livestock that are out there. How many are out there? Maybe that is what are we looking at yield wise? How many trees should be planted on this property in order to qualify? That's the key, is the intensity.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
And there's no one size fits all for the state of Texas, as there shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I mean, after all, if there was a one size fits all, everything would be the same in El Paso as it is in Dallas or as in Tyler or as in Corpus Christi. It doesn't work.
Right.
So the central appraisal districts are given that leverage and that ability to interpret those laws as they see fit, as they see that they apply to the county.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. So they're all different. So you need to know the county that you're looking at and living in and know that they're all different. I think that's really important
Absolutely.
to know. you know, I would like to go back to the rollback tax because that could bankrupt someone.
Do we need to ring the bell since we're
Yeah,
going?
let's start another. Is this a whole other topic?
It's a whole other
All right,
topic.
Ring it. You're keeping me in line.
I think, yeah.
Okay, we're going to throw this rollback tax in as another topic and talk about it, you know, on its own. So I'm Shana Acquisto, broker of Acquisto Real Estate. This is Dr. Blake Bennett. What do people call you, like the ag guy, or
Well,
the ag doctor?
They just usually call me Blake. To tell you the truth.
Well, this is Blake.
Yeah, I don't get caught up in titles. I spent a lot of time in school, but that's because I loved college. I didn't want to leave. Who wants to leave college? Well, absolutely. But
As parents, you would like your kids to leave.
yes, I have children in college now, and I cannot wait for them to get out.
Exactly.
But me personally, I just kept getting a degree because I didn't want to leave.
Well, that's
I loved it
okay.
too
But
much.
look at you now. You're very successful. You have such a wealth of knowledge, and we're so thankful that you're here.
Well, and that's one thing is that, yes, I gained the knowledge through school, but my position within Texas AgriLife, we are a hub for education. And we have fingers that reach out and we have contacts that reach out to all of these different agencies. That's where I've really gained my knowledge in this subject because I see it from the landowner's side, and I've gained knowledge from the Central Appraisal District on here are some problems that could be faced. I've gained knowledge from the real estate industry, not just from agents. My wife happens to be a title, manages a title company. And so, you know, I've gained this knowledge and pulled in this information. And so I feel like at times my head's about to explode.
I can imagine.
With everything that we could talk about. But you absolutely, you mentioned the rollback taxes.
Let's talk about the rollback tax.
That's
scary.
That can be. And if land is valued at agriculture with the Central Appraisal District and agriculture stops, then you've changed the use, and at that point a rollback tax is charged. Again, it's the difference between what you were paying, which is much lower property taxes, and what you would have paid if you were paying property taxes based on market value. They look at that for the last 3 years and add 5% interest per year.
Okay, so that it definitely could really hurt somebody.
It can, and the key for real estate agents is, did you know that who pays that rollback tax is negotiable at
Closing. Right?
Exactly right.
So if
It's
you don't
negotiable.
if you're buying some land and it currently has the exemption, if you don't plan to do the exemption, or you're planning to do some other.
Let's say you're going
type
to
of-
develop it.
Yeah.
I mean, we have agricultural land just down the street that, yes, one day will be developed. The reason it's in agriculture today is because they're going to pay lower property taxes, but eventually they will develop that land.
Yeah.
So if it is sold, then it's negotiable as to who pays that.
Wow. Another way to negotiate. We have some great negotiators, by the way.
Absolutely. Real estate
I feel
agents
confident
are
they
the
could,
best.
They could do that.
Y'all should have negotiated Dak's contract. It would have been done 3 years ago.
Exactly. And yeah, maybe you would have got more than 160. That's all he got.
That's exactly
160
right.
million?
That's
Jeez.
exactly right.
Whatever.
So,
All right, so-
yes, the rollback tax is a huge issue,
Mm-hmm.
and you see some people that lose their agricultural use, and they're forced to sell because they cannot afford it.
So I have a question on that. So I've seen around here these fields that are agricultural. They used to have corn,
Yes.
and now they have cotton. It's
Right.
crazy. All of a
Exactly.
sudden it's shifted from corn to cotton. So if you change Does it matter?
No, it doesn't. The Central Appraisal District's not going to worry if you go from corn to cotton to cattle to hay. They're not going to raise an eyebrow.
Okay.
They'll ask you to update their records if you buy or sell that land. They could ask you to come in and reapply if they are suspicious that you're not doing things right here. We may have you reapply. About 30% of the land in Collin County probably gets asked to reapply a year.
Okay.
And you get about, exactly.
Do you have to?
Yes, you could lose your ag exemption if you didn't.
Okay, because they send these letters out to our clients after they purchase, saying, "Hey, what'd you pay for the home?" And we tell them,
don't do. Well,
don't do that.
I'm not going to say. I'm another state agency. I'm not going to say do or don't. That you can say that all day long. but I'm another state agency, so I understand where you're coming from. Whenever you say don't, I understand, and I can say that I've bought and sold houses around the Metroplex since being here in '99, and I understand why you say don't fill out some paperwork. But if you own agricultural land and the Central Appraisal District sends you a letter asking you to reapply or to change your name over because you just bought the property, absolutely fill that out. Because you don't want to lose that ag use.
Sure. Okay. So if it already was in existence and then you purchase it,
yes,
you don't. It doesn't transfer.
Not automatically. It will transfer. You just have to fill out a change in ownership.
Okay.
Similar to what you would with your homestead.
Okay.
You buy a new house, you fill out your homestead exemption and send it into the Central Appraisal District.
Okay.
Same thing here. You buy agricultural land. If you're a developer, you're buying something along Sam Rayburn Tollway.
Right.
Fill out the paperwork, send it in. Hey, there's been a change in ownership. We're going to continue on with agriculture. And then you just slide right in and go.
And I just wonder, how do they know?
How do they know if there's been a change in ownership?
No, how do they know if you're continuing?
Well, they do site inspections.
Okay.
I know that some counties do at least two. They'll do a drive-by where the appraisers, yes, and then they'll also do aerial photography around here, and you can see the writing on a newspaper with that aerial photography. They can zoom in really close. They know what you're doing.
Well, I think it would be silly with all the development that's going on around here. Someone's gonna.
Yes. Now, sitting down with the Central Appraisal District, I asked them, when do you do those inspections? And they said, it's time to leave. They wouldn't let me know that. So don't ask me that question because they wouldn't inform me.
A quick side question, the CADs. Do they like you?
Yes, absolutely. Because what I've done is I've tried to take the stance of I want to. Well, number one, I started this job in '99, and I felt like I was just ineffective because we were catching people coming to us asking for education after they had bought the land. And so about 3 years ago, I tried something different. I said, let me try and catch the gatekeepers, which are you. You're the ones that turn these people loose on the land. You're the ones that help them buy it. And so if I can provide you education and then let you know that I'm a resource to help you, we can work together. We can find the right land for the people that have a plan ahead of time. And then they buy the right land and they're off and running. And we can take over from there.
Okay.
They already have a relationship with us ahead of time. So we can work in conjunction, and the Central Appraisal District knows that. I'm trying to make everything more efficient so that whenever someone applies to the Central Appraisal District, they know they've already jumped through all of these hoops. They already have all these connections. They already have the knowledge and education, and we're gonna okay that plan. Let's go. So I'm trying to pull everything together and make it into one working unit.
Okay, I like that. Everyone should be working together. I mean,
absolutely,
not against each other.
I've got my niche, my role in this whole wheel, and you're one piece of it. The Central Appraisal District's one piece. The landowner's one. Let's coordinate everything and let's work together.
Yeah.
So that ultimately everyone can be successful, because If that landowner's happy, they're going to tell other people. And isn't that the name of your game?
Yeah,
Referrals?
absolutely. Referrals. Well, maybe you could talk to them about property taxes and like the requirements. Maybe we could grow some corn in the back corner of our house, and
you might get caught on the acreage standpoint here and also
Exactly.
remember the little one of the principal use has to be agriculture.
yeah,
The principal use in your backyard, it's still your homestead.
it is.
So you're going to probably get caught
unfortunately.
there.
So, in talking about that, so if someone decides they are going to grow corn, and that's going
Yes.
to be their, they're going to have this production, or they're going to have bees, or they're going to have whatever it may be, are there a lot of requirements throughout the year that they have to, show them and prove of what they're doing, or have a certain amount of
The Central Appraisal District, the appraisers themselves, they've usually got a background in agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like asking you, let's go out and let's evaluate some homes. You can drive up, and in the first 5 minutes that you walk into a house, this is what we're going to price it at. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got some ground-based just knowledge of that industry. The appraisers are the same way. Some of them may require that you turn in some receipts. They may say, we're kind of shaky on this one. Others, they know whenever they drive by. Yeah, they're doing it right. No, they're not. They're trying to skate the system. They understand. They've seen the scams. They've seen the scam of they buy hay and roll it out in the middle of the night and say, "Look what I've cut." No.
Oh, wow.
They've seen that. They know it. Don't just shoot straight with them. Don't
Yeah.
try and take them. Just try and do it right.
Yeah.
And one way to do
You're
it
trying, so most
Right.
likely they're going to see.
exactly. And if you're trying and you say, I've worked with Extension, I've worked with the county agents, I've come up with this plan. Here's how I'm working this plan. Likely they're going to be okay. You're going to be just fine.
Okay. Well, this is all great information, and like I said, we're going to have Blake come and talk a little bit more about these topics with all of our agents at some point in the next month and a half. So you guys are going to want to clear your schedule because there's a lot to know, and it's like you said, with so many, I can't believe there's that much ag land still left in Collin County, and if the average age is up there, then we need to be familiar with this and know how to deal with it, because we need to be competent agents, right?
Absolutely, and there is a wealth of money to be made because a lot of this land in Texas alone is going to be changing hands in the next 10 years.
Yeah. So get ready, everybody. So we're going to close this topic out, and then we're going to ask some questions.
Lightning round.
Okay, lightning round. And if you guys have any questions, please chat them in, and we're going to ask them live and put them right on the spot right now. So
Let's go.
close it out. Hello. We are here today with Blake Bennett. He is our agricultural guru that we have in our office today, and I'm Shana Acquisto, broker of Acquisto Real Estate. So right now, we're going to ask Blake some questions on the spot. Okay? We're going to see
Hope I know. Hope
see
I can
what's
pass.
going on here. You can totally pass. So one question we have from Martha is wildlife. So you mentioned wildlife would be considered. Would undeveloped land be approved for the exemption?
For this exemption, that's a great question.
Good job, Martha.
Yeah, absolutely. and like any professor, I have a very long answer to a very short question.
Okay.
Number one, to qualify for wildlife, it has to already be in agriculture. Okay, it has to already be approved by the Central Appraisal District. Yes, it's in agriculture.
Okay.
Then you can apply to switch it over to wildlife. Okay? So you already have it in.
So you can't go backwards.
You can go back. You can come from wildlife backwards. But the
Okay.
key to getting into wildlife is it has to already be approved for ag by the Central Appraisal District.
Okay.
then you can fill out an application that you want to switch it over to wildlife.
Okay.
And Texas Parks and Wildlife has a form that the Central Appraisal Districts use where you will look and you will say, I'm managing the wildlife, and you have to manage 3 of 6 criteria, such as habitat control, predator control, providing supplemental food or water, providing shelter to the animals, and doing census counts. And yes, I mean, shelter, absolutely. And that can be different things for different types of wildlife.
I probably shouldn't say this, but I think we could apply for that here in our house.
Are
I don't know.
Are you talking about the kids coming back? Is that the wildlife?
Yeah, I think we could. I wonder how they would look at that.
Yeah, exactly. But then you'll manage that. You'll work that
kids.
plan. You'll have to work that plan every year. But the Central Appraisal District, yes, can switch it over. And if you're managing wildlife, you can get your wildlife use or your ag exemption based on wildlife use. But again, it has to be in agriculture.
Has to be.
First.
So you apply for ag first.
Yes.
Wildlife second. Okay.
And some counties do have a minimum requirement absolutely on wildlife.
Okay.
So that's a key. You would want to talk to the Central Appraisal District of the county where the land is located.
Okay.
Like I said, long answer, but sorry, that's
no,
just
it's
my
good to
nature
know.
as
Thank
a-
you, Martha, for that question. So we have a person in our studio audience, Mike, that would like to ask a question.
Native grasses.
Ooh,
Okay,
native grasses.
That's it. Just go ahead.
just native grasses.
Oh man, you just
Absolutely, native grasses is going to that. First of all, native grass is what is here naturally. You plant Bermuda grass in your front yard, I'm assuming. If you stopped managing that, the weeds would come back in, but also just grasses that just occur here naturally, that were here before we set foot on this property.
Okay.
Or before we set foot in this area. They're just native to the area. Native grasses come into play whenever you're looking at number of livestock that you can put on property. Native grasses don't have as much oomph, as much nutrients to them as improved grasses. Improved are just that. They're improved because they have more nutrients for the animals. So on a pasture that has native grasses, you need more acres per animal.
Can you get an ag exemption just for native grasses?
No, you would have to have some sort of livestock on there if it was a pasture and you had native grass.
would a horse?
Great question. Most counties require that you produce offspring.
Oh,
Just pleasure horses for you to go out on the weekend and ride and play cowgirl. That's not going to work.
Darn.
You're going to have some sort of production out of them. So in
Okay.
other words, you're producing offspring.
okay. Interesting. Okay.
Bees.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Let's talk about bees because we have a listing that we're actually going to go see after our show today with you. And I'll show you, but there's these boxes, right? And they're kind of off
Yes.
to the side, and they've been sitting there for a long time. There's weeds that have grown up all around them, but they,
Sure.
they have bees. So
Yes.
tell us how that works.
This is one that's relatively new, and it is catching on in popularity. It's becoming extremely popular across the state of Texas. It is the only commodity that you can produce that has state rules, statewide, minimum of 5 acres to get your ag exemption for bees.
Okay.
You have to have 6 hives for the first 5 acres.
So when you say, let's pause there for a second. So when you say 5 acres and you have a house
Okay.
on the 5 acres,
Do we need to do that?
nah,
Okay, all right.
this is a bonus.
All right, bonus round.
Bonus
All right,
round.
let's go with that.
Okay, so if you have 5 acres, you need 5 acres for bees.
Yes,
Your house is on the 5 acres
by 6.
by 6.
They're going to take it.
So 5
most,
has to be land only.
yes,
House has to be
most
separate.
central appraisal districts are going to take at least an acre out for your homestead.
Okay.
And do not mow a yard that is bigger than that acre, because they could come in and say, well, you're mowing this, so we're going to count that as part of your homestead. So keep your mowing down to a minimum,
Okay.
and keep your yard down to a minimum. You can still have trust me, a third of an acre or even 3/4 of an acre. That's a lot to mow. That's a lot to
It
take
is.
care of.
It is.
So
Especially here.
I wouldn't want any more than that. But they're going to usually take an acre out for your homestead.
Okay.
So have at least 6 acres on that property. So
Okay.
you need 5 acres minimum for bees. 6 hives for the first 5 acres. For every 2.5 acres over that, you need an additional hive.
Okay.
And there's a maximum of 20 acres total.
Okay. So I have a question. What would be the least amount of acreage you could have to qualify for an exemption?
I've
For an
actually
exemption.
talked to one central appraisal district around this area, and this was probably 10, 15 years ago, but there was an iris farm, and it was on a 1/4 acre.
Mm-hmm.
They called the appraiser out. The appraiser said, I went and looked at it, and I know nothing about growing irises,
Interesting.
but it looked like a lot of work to me.
Uh-huh.
So I said, yeah, it looks good. And he certified a 1/4 acre.
Okay. Irises.
Now, does that work in every single situation in every single county? No, absolutely not. Could you get a 1/4 acre exemption for raising livestock, even sheep or goats?
No.
Probably not.
Right.
No, you're not. It's not going to work. It's commodity specific, and it would be it's just like the law. Each situation's a little bit different.
Okay.
And so if you have something out of the ordinary, it doesn't mean it cannot work. It just means they're going to have to take a look at it, and they're going to have to evaluate it.
So I'm going to ask you to take a look at something today, because out at our McKinney property, we have a lime tree, and I have 11 limes on it now, and I can't grow anything. It's been very difficult. So we'll talk about that. Maybe I can get an exemption for limes.
I'm surprised that you have limes today, given the fact that we went through the cold snap.
It was
here lately.
inside.
Oh, it's
We've been
inside.
babying it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So how about that? All right. Any other questions from anyone? If not, we are going to wrap it up.
Sounds perfect.
I'll let you wrap it up. Hello, Shana Acquisto, broker of Acquisto Real Estate, here with Blake Bennett. We talked a lot today about agricultural exemptions and the land that we have around our area and how much is still ag land, and it's incredible. So we covered several topics, but mainly we went through breaking down the property taxes
Yes.
when you have land, the 6 characteristics for an ag exemption, and then how the CAD interprets intensity. Now, we covered a lot of other things in between, and you can see that he is just. I mean, we could sit here and talk all day. And you guys, we live in Texas. There is still a lot of land to be developed, and it will be developed. And this is really important to understand.
Absolutely.
And become competent in this area. So we look forward to having you back soon.
Absolutely. Look forward to coming back.
All right. So we'll see you guys again tomorrow morning. Have a good day. Bye.
Oh my good Lord, what a feeling. All of this joy I've been stealing. We all need someone that can make us believe.
Tell me what you're
So call me a man on a mission. I'm guilty by my own admission. Locked up, but
lungs beating our hearts. Let's get the voice, you got something to say. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new day.
Okay.
When the rain falls, when the ground shakes, when the wind blows, when your heart
4 to 5
breaks.
topics.
Show me
Alright, so
sorrow,
you get 4 to 5
show me
different pictures here.
laughter.
The different
Show me
Yes,
starlight, show me what you
You can only
have.
post so much here.
I can't hear you.
Give your
I
time.
can't hear you. Breath in our lungs, beating our heart. Let's look at this, you got something to say. It's a brand new day. 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 See the sunrise. Oh, fire in your eyes. Oh, it's about time we are.
You can go back, you can show the screen, and then you guys are back.
Okay.
So then, Shana, you can hear this, so you go ahead and push 1,
Okay.
and then look at the camera. This would be a key place to add, and then he'll count down or tell you what to do, and he'll tell you when, and you push
So
2.
I'm gonna do this,
Yep,
and you
have
can
your-
do that.
So did you already push 1?
No.
All right,
Okay,
hit
1.
now. And then when everyone card tells you, then hit 2.
Now.
Perfect. There you go. All right. So they got your picture. Then go ahead and do the next one.
Now what
On
are we
card,
doing?
Go ahead and count them down. You can hit 1 again, Shauna.
Okay.
And then you'll hit
So we can
2.
do rabbit ears?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be perfect.
2. Now.
What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to hit that?
Oh. Oh gosh. Sorry, Omkar. I screwed that up.
What do we do?
Let's do that again.
Okay. So I hit 1, and then I'll have you ring the bell when he says. When I hit 2.
Now. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Did I get it?
Yep. Now what?
The second topic. So we'll take one more.
Okay.
Just point at the screen, like the point at the camera. So that would be one.
Point. Okay. We're gonna
at the
point.
camera?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Are we supposed to be smiling in these?
Yeah.
Are we supposed to be, what are we doing?
Now. All right.
You supposed to hit 2?
Let's do a couple more.
Not a good leader. I'm a follower. What was that?
Let's do couple of more, and then we'll.
Okay. Couple more.
So take the something like that. Take the cup or maybe something like that.
Okay. We'll be texting. Okay. 1.
Done.
You can put on his Red Raven mask. Possibly upside down. I don't know.
Hey,
I
no.
All right. Done.
Okay. All right. Woo.
All right. Good work.
I think I'm good.
Tell me that's good.
All right. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yes.
I got it.
Sweet.
I have
We'll be
enough.
in a second.
This was interesting.
All right. Thank you, Omkar. I appreciate it.
Boy, was
You
it.
can end the stream.
I feel like